Just keep it cool.
ここから出てください。屋上に少々問題があるようです。
It's fair to say that the launch of the original Kane and Lynch was just a little bit controversial.
I don't have to listen to your
Not because it was bloody and gory and starred two morally bankrupt heroes, which it did, but because of the heavy-handed attempts by its publishers to control media reaction. Somehow it got nominated for Game of the Year in the supposedly prestigious BAFTA Games Awards, even though it hadn't even been released at that time. Let me see, how could that have happened?
I might have my issues, but I know what you did.
And then there was the GameSpot farrago, where they fired one of their editors for scoring it 6 out of 10. Why would GameSpot do that?
I've seen the pain you've caused, you traitor.
Yes, money talks in the games industry, but despite all these efforts, the game still quite rightly tanked.
Fine. Just need to get out to the car. We're almost there.
The weapons didn't work, nor did the cover system. Difficulty was random, and there was no online co-op. Shall we go on? Perfect for a sequel, then. Yep. Yes, unbelievably, one of the most hated games of the decade is back.
Kane, if they don't kill you soon...
He's got a gun!
Then I will.
Receiving the feedback from the last game wasn't very nice, of course. It was a big blow for us. We're not used to getting these kind of reviews. It was clear to us that we needed to make some professional decisions on many different levels. I think Kane Lynch 1 had like 2 games inside of it, like a military shooter with commanding squads and rappelling, and then a crime shooter. I think we were at that crossroad that we needed to choose.
We've seen the first 20 minutes of the game, a dizzying, intense running shootout through the back streets of Shanghai.
Of course it had to be Shanghai. Shanghai is the coolest city in the world. It's so diverse, and it's filled with contrast. It's big, shiny skyscrapers just next to almost war zone-like old ruins. It's just a mix of everything. It's the most urban place you can be, I think. Plus, it's a very good place to hide if you're wanted by the entire Western Hemisphere. Lynch, he's living in Shanghai, he's living the good life, he's got a girlfriend. He's working as a henchman for a guy called Mr. Glazer. He's like a boss of these European crooks that live in Shanghai because they couldn't hack it in Europe. They just landed themselves a big arms deal. Lynch gets that brilliant idea of calling in Kane for help.
My old friend Kane flies in tomorrow.
And of course, he should never have done that, because once these two guys get together, it's a very explosive cocktail.
One feature sure to split audiences is the unique visual style. Graphics have been intentionally downgraded to look YouTubey, to look, real.
The word real in terms of this game means trying to tap into what people perceive as real when they use media these days. I think everywhere you look, it's about user-generated content. That's where we are now in the world, right? So it's trying to create a feeling, you can say, that taps into that recognizability.
I don't know if it will kind of put people off or whether it will kind of help people immerse themselves into it, because the whole point of YouTube and the whole citizen journalism thing is to just kind of put power to, the ordinary person. And I think if you can kind of make a link between that and a computer game, I think that kind of brings a bit more of an immersion, a sense of immersion into the game.
Crikey, I thought he'd never finish. Anyway, it's early days yet, but the first signs are good for Dog Days.